Good morning, guys. So this is just going to be continuing on with projects on the shop. I guess I'm not really going to be calling these shop build videos anymore because for the most part the shop is built. It's just all of the little things, siding, walls, insulation, painting, stuff like that. So that's what this video is going to be, just pretty much an update video. I think I'm going to start working on the siding on this main wall here. I do have 7 pieces of siding, which are 4x8 sheets. So I think I'm going to start putting those up, and then I just want to go over, I guess, what's done. I've had like a couple videos here and there, and I know they were a little bit out of order. The most recent one was the shop roof part 3, and there were a couple things in there that were shown that were not previously done, I guess, or I don't know, my other video I showed. Anyway, I'm going to just show where the shop is right now, what I've been working on, and then continue on and just keep doing what I can get done. The next video, I guess, mini series or whatever that's going to come up is going to be starting to do the electrical, which of course is going to take a little while because I got to buy all the stuff still. Oh, Jerry. Troublemaker out there. So anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Let's start looking around. All right, well, first off, obviously the grinder room is built now and it is painted. I have my sticker wall up. As you can see over here, I started putting insulation in here. I did mount a couple of my electrical boxes just to get them kind of in place. This one, the plug is just in there, but of course there's no wires running to it yet. So that's going to be one of the things I'm going to start on when I start doing the wiring. Is I want to get these 2 outlets wired and ran up, through the roof. Over on this wall, as you can see, I have blocking put in all the way around. That's right at the 4-foot mark. I am not sure if there's a regulation for that as far as, permitted structures. I don't know if there's a certain height that the blocking is supposed to be. I put it at 4 feet just because that made sense to me. But I don't know if that's, permitting standards. And then of course I started putting in some of the insulation. This bay is open because there's going to be outlets and wiring run in here. This bay here is where I'm going to put my circuit breaker box. I might switch it to this one, but I'm thinking most likely it's going to be in this one. So we'll see. 1 piece of blocking over there. Other things. I'm in the middle of a bench build video too, so I know you guys have seen my workbench that I started building. It's not mounted to the wall, it's just sitting on the toolboxes. So up above, I have framed out these walls on the mezzanine. So that's going to get plywood on there as well. It'll get painted as same as that. Down the road, I actually plan on putting a shelf in here that's going to go all the way around this. I'm going to have like bottles and growlers and knickknacks and crap like that up there. And then I'm going to start decorating the walls with like metal signs and stuff like that. Just random stuff, I don't know, whatever I decide to put up there. Nothing really much has happened up in the office area. I did go and look at windows, so it's going to be about $1,000 for the remaining windows that I need, which is going to be 1 2x3 there, There's going to be a 2x4 window on this wall, which will be above the roof line. And then 3 by 6 foot windows on that wall and that wall. So those 4 windows is about $1,000. So I'm not sure exactly when I'll be getting those. I do have a piece of scrap roofing here. So they sent this when I ordered my roofing. This piece goes on the bottom so that when it's picked up with a fork and stuff like that, this piece gets damaged and your roof panels don't get damaged. But what I'm going to do with that is that metal is going to be on the wall here. And then I will end up going and buying another piece of the same color. So this wall is going to be a metal wall. I want that to be metal because this is where a lot of forging is going to take place, and there will be sparks flying and slag and, you know, stuff from the forging process will all be, you know, hitting that wall. So I want to have metal on the wall, just so it's protected. In the grinding room, I did start putting a little bit of insulation in here. This whole room I'm going to end up doing in cement board, kind of the same principle. There's going to be sparks and stuff flying in here. I don't really want to have, I guess, plywood in here. So, oh yeah, stretch. So much stretching. I do have this wall with insulation in. I still got to get the top areas there. There will be insulation going in the roofing. I calculated I'm going to need about 14 more bags of insulation to finish the walls. So that's about $800 worth, because I think they're about $55 a bag for this rock wool, which is for 2x6 framing, and you get 8 bats basically, which is, this is, you know, that's 8 bats there. So yeah, I'll need about 14 more bags to finish out all the walls. I will probably need near the same to do the roof. Those ones I will most likely get 8-inch bats. So I'm guessing I'll probably only get 6 bats in one of those bags. They're about the same price. I do have 2 bags of the 2x4, which is what this one is, and that's what these walls are here. This one, of course, is 2x4 wall. The walls in here, 2x4 wall, I have a little bit in there. The stairs, the office is going to be 2x4 walls on these 2 walls. The outside, of course, is going to be 2x6. So let me kind of walk outside. Gotta put on my slippers because I don't wear my slippers in the shop. So as you can see, all of this piping is buried now. There's sand here and then some gravel in this part. In a previous video, I think I showed working, I think it was like the catch-up video or something like that. I showed completing this piping and putting in the piping that goes to the catchment tank. So it rounds the corner here, it goes there. You can see it's a little bit uncovered because the chickens are always in here like bathing themselves in the sand. So that's all done. This wall is where I'm going to start putting up the siding. Once that's up, I can actually work on running my drain line all the way up. I'll be putting in my first flush system, and then there will be basically a line coming out here. I got most of the purlins cut off. Let me back up here. I got most of the purlins cut off. I couldn't reach those up there. I need to get a taller ladder, so I'll have to borrow one from a friend or neighbor, like an extension ladder, because my 12-foot regular ladder, I can't reach it. To cut those last ones off and then also put the remaining fascia up there. I have the first fascia board here on the side. This will get I'm not sure what the piece is called, but it's a wraparound piece of metal. So it basically goes over the first hump of the roof there and then down the sidewall. And then that'll cap, I guess, a fascia cap. I don't know what it's called. So this whole side will get that on both sides. And then of course, once down the road, once I finish this section of roof, there will be one on that side as well. And then on the very back side top, there's a 4-foot section sticking out. So, yep. So I think I'm gonna get started on doing this paneling. I'll have to pull this off, of course, move these shovels and stuff out of the way. I have, like I said, 7 sheets, so that should be enough to do this whole section, this whole wall and the wraparound. So we'll see how far I get. All right, so this is the siding that I have. I had planned to use the same siding that was on the house, which is the same siding I used for the shed build. That's a product called Triple Lap or Tri-Ply, something like that. And it basically is 3 panels, if you can see that. So it's 3 panels, which is 15 inches tall, and then they're like 16-foot long pieces. So all the siding goes on, you know, horizontally and then works your way up. If you saw, you know, my shed build video. I was told by HPM that that product's been discontinued, or they're no longer going to carry it, which is where I purchased it from. So I ended up going with this siding, which is a Smart Side product, 4x8 sheet. It's 1/2 inch thick. It's primed, already primed. This is from Home Depot. And the majority of people in Hawaii use a product called T111, which is a paneling product. It's sprayed with borite, pressure treated. But that stuff right now is selling for $110 a sheet. And I just can't justify spending that. These are $47 a sheet, so less than half the price of what the T111 is. And for what I'm doing, this will work fine. The only thing is that this is going to be vertically oriented. So the lines on the shop are going to be vertical while the shed and the house are going to be horizontal. So, I mean, no big deal, I guess. Eventually it will be painted blue, same as the house and shed and chicken coop and dog house and everything else. So I'm going to get ready to start the first sheet here. I made a little kind of a standoff piece, which is roughly about 16 inches tall. So that'll put me in about 1 inch below where the sill plate meets the block. This is just a reference for me to get the panel up here and then start to get it nailed, and then, you know, I'll just work my way across. So let me get that first sheet up. All right, so I got the first panel up. And of course there is a doorway here, so that'll get cut out later down the road once I actually get a door. There's no point in really cutting it out now. There is, you know, the small opening on the bottom there, but it's just going to be like that until I get a door. So I'm going to continue on with the rest of these. Bam! There's some visual progress. What do you think, Hati? You like it? So that's pretty cool. So of course, like I said, I'm running these panels vertically. What will end up happening is there will be pieces, of course, going up to the roof line, and then there will be a trim piece that's going to run on the joint all the way down. As well as on the corners, there will be trim pieces. And I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen at the top. It'll probably just go up to the purlins and stop. But you can see, because of the way that I cut in my purlins, the roof is flat against the rafter, which is what I wanted. So pretty awesome. Now I have to fill all these nail holes with caulking, and then it'll be ready to start to paint, which I will not film any of that because painting is boring. I do have 2 more pieces. So my shop, of course, is 20 feet by 28. So it basically took exactly 5 pieces because they're 4-foot pieces. So that was my 20 feet outside shop. Inside is actually 19 feet because I have 2x6 walls. I do have 2 more pieces currently. So that'll be enough for me to get 16 feet down here. I'm going to hold off on that though because I need to go get some 2x10s, because I'm going to be running a 2x10 ledger basically across the whole top, because down the road I'm going to be building a barn, like a sliding barn door style door for this, and I want to have a solid 2x4 anchor where I can put my rail and then tie everything in. So a 2x10 will fit almost exactly between the top of the door here and the bottom of the rafters. A 2x12 I think would be just a tad bit big, so I'll probably go with the 2x10. I'll get 2 12-footers, which will basically give me 24 feet. You know, not counting this opening, which is just about 2 feet. It'll give me 20 feet. My door is 9 foot, so, or the opening is 9 foot. So the door itself will need to be, you know, 10 basically. So I have 6 inches overlap on either side. And then it'll need to be able to slide all the way open. So that's where I'm getting my 24-foot mark. Just have a little extra, and then the ledger board will get painted, you know, to match everything else. So it'll blend in. You good, Skull? Get that mosquito. All right, so now that this is up, I'm going to work on my first flush and the line going to the catchment. So I already made a mistake, because when I ran this line and buried it, I put it too close to the corner. So the way that this system works is, this 90 is going the wrong way, of course. And of course it's not going to be this low. And let me go grab the T. So the way that this works is you have a T like this. We'll go to that. And then there will be a pipe coming from the T. And then this, of course, is all going to be up here at the level of where the rain gutter, where it comes off the rain gutter. So where my hand is where the water from the rain gutter is going to go. It'll go here, it'll go down the first pipe, fill that up. And then at the bottom of that pipe, you have a gate valve like this. So basically what this is just an inline valve, and you pull this handle and then the water that's in there drains. The whole purpose of this, hi Hati. The whole purpose of this is after there's heavy rain, let's say, everything that's flushed into the gutter and down the pipe will fill up this first pipe first, and then once that's filled up with whatever debris, hopefully that's on the roof, then it gets to a high enough level that it'll overflow and go down this pipe. Then it goes into the catchment tank. So that's the, I guess, the main focus of what a first flush is. So I'm going to be installing one of those on here, but because I put this in the wrong spot, I'm going to have to take a 45 back, 45, and then go up. So, which I'm going to have to go buy those. Hi, Skull. I have 145, but not 245. So, in the meantime, I'm going to get all of the braces on where this is going to be attached. And then I want to get some paint on here because it'll be harder to paint, you know, once the piping is installed. So I'll work on getting I'm going to have 3 braces, which are basically going to be 2x4s mounted on here. And then get those caulked and painted. All right, so I got all the braces on there. Everything's caulked. I'm going to give that some time to dry, and then I'll get some paint going on here. This type of caulking, it has to wait about 20 minutes, they say, before you can paint over it. I'll probably give it an hour or so. But in the meantime, I'm going to start building the first flush. So now that I got my rough measurement of where it's coming off of the roof, probably can't see the line up there. Well, there you go. That's basically an angled line coming down from the fascia where the gutter will be with a 90-degree piece on the end. I basically just use this one to test it and to get the angle right. So I know my height where the top of the pipes will be, and then there will be the T and the 90 will go up there. So I'm going to start building the first flush part of it. All right, so this is going to be the basic layout. This is going to be the water coming in from the gutter. It'll go down the first flush, which will be the gate valve. Then there'll just be a little 45 on the end to shoot the water out, so it shoots it away from the building. There will be a connection here, which will be pretty much totally closed on, and then the 90, and then this will come down to the line that goes to the catchment tank. So I'm going to get this part built up right now along with this, and then this portion is going to have to wait till I go and get another 45. So those are the first signs to go up in the shop. And what these are the marking plates for our parcel. So when they laid out this community, Fern Acres, which is where I live, they marked the corners of the lots with license plates. So these license plates have, you know, some kind of meaning as far as marking the lot. I don't know specifically what it means, but when we cleared our lot, we found the corner pin in the back and these license plates were on it. So that's the first thing going up in the shop. I mean, besides the sticker wall, but pretty cool. So out here I have the first part assembled, and this is basically the first flush half of the piping. And what I'm doing is I'm painting it with some spray paint just to give it a little extra protection, you know, from UV and stuff, so over the years it doesn't degrade quite as fast. So this section is complete. This is actually the back side of it, so this is going to be the side mounted against the wall. This will be going out to the gutter, that'll be going down to the catchment line. So I'm going to finish painting this, and then I think that this stuff probably has had long enough to dry. I can start putting some paint on here, and then I can actually get this mounted up. So I have some stainless steel brackets. There will be one bracket on each one of these mounts on each pipe. So it should be super secure. Well, that just really makes it real. Seeing the actual final paint on there, pretty crazy. I mean, of course, once this whole thing is painted, it's going to be, you know, really looking good. So I got the first coat on there. I'm going to actually let that sit overnight, and then I'll put another coat on it. And I'm actually going to be working the next couple days, so I won't get back to this till this weekend probably. Today is Wednesday, so this piece is painted, ready to go on. I'm going to run to town and I'm going to get the other 2 pieces that I need, which is one more 45 and one more 90. And then all of this can be put together and assembled. Man, I know it's just a small panel, but that looks good. All right, so I have 2 coats of paint on this section. I started putting together the bottom piece here with the 45s. I got the other connectors that I needed. None of this is glued yet. I'm getting ready to glue it now. I have my top piece done. This is upside down right now, of course. That is the gate valve for the first flush system. So basically this here will connect to that. This is upside down and needs to flip 180 basically. So I'm going to glue this together and then I can get a measurement for this pipe that's going to go up to the top there to connect to that. And then I'll put it all together. All right, so all this is glued up now. I'm basically just hitting it with some spray paint. I want to put a couple coats of spray paint on there just to give it some extra protection, you know, for UV for down the road. Because in the morning time, this will have direct sun on it, so I want to try and make this last as long as possible. This is Schedule 40 pipe, so it is the thicker, more sturdy PVC piping. The wall thickness on it is thicker than like what you normally buy at Home Depot. I got this at a different store called Central Supply. So this is just about ready. Like I said, all this is glued up. I'm going to do one more coat of paint on this and then I will glue up the top and start fastening all this to the wall. All right, well that is done. So I tried using the scrap piece I had left over to do this extension part, but it's not long enough. So when I get to the point that I get gutters on here, I'll have to get another piece to put it there. But this is done. And basically the way it works, if I get out of the sun here, I can't see. Of course, all the water comes, you know, off the roof into the gutter, feeds here. It drops down here first. You pull the gate valve open, you know, after big rains, empty this tube. So any debris or anything that's on the roof falls down this tube first. Once this tube fills up, then it overflows to this one, and then that's what goes down to the catchment tank, which goes underground, over here, and then up into the catchment tank. And as long as your, I guess where your water fills is higher than what the catchment tank is, it will always dump into the catchment tank. So that's actually like 4 feet higher, actually maybe even 5 feet higher than where the catchment tank is, because you know you got this retaining wall and then it's up there. You know, these are basically 8-foot panels, so, and slab and 1 course of cinder block. So yeah, turned out good. And if you want to see what the flush does, you just pull the handle on this gate valve. Whee! That was a lot of water. I just sprayed it in there with the hose. And then of course this is going to be cement here, so it's not going to make a mess like it just did with all the gravel. So yep, that'll come up on hopefully soon. I'm actually going to end up doing a when I do my grounding for the shop for the electricity, I'm going to do basically what they call it a rebar loop, I think it is, something like that. So basically I'm going to do like 20+ foot loop of rebar here, and then my ground wire that's going to come from the circuit breaker panel is going to come down, and then you fasten it to that rebar. Then you pour the concrete, and then the entire thing becomes a grounding block. So instead of trying to drive a grounding rod down into this rock, which probably wouldn't work. Anyway, that's a whole nother episode. So this is done. I'm going to wrap up this video. All right, guys. So that's another video. I know this one was kind of long too, but just getting everything caught up. There's still going to be a couple videos that will be sort of out of order like the workbench video, which the workbench is not even done yet. I'm working on building a new anvil stand too, which I'm doing a video for, but you guys haven't really even seen that, so that's not really going to be out of order. But yeah, that's it. Another video. Man, this is like 2 weeks in a row I've had videos. Anyway, you guys, thank you for watching as always. Subscribe, like, you know, if you want to do that. I'm getting close to 1,000 subscribers. Well, I think I still have like another 150, 200 to go, but I'm somewhere in the 800s. So anyway, please subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you guys on the next video. Aloha.